and welcome back to another Wavy Time video.
Boy, if you don't get
Looking at. Anyways, welcome back to another Talking with Thomas. I hope you guys enjoyed the skit, the Andrew Tate skit. It was pretty fun to make. All the skits are pretty fun to make, but that one especially, just sitting there, you know, it's acting, bro. You're getting into character.
Oh my god, bro, is dick riding all you do?
No, I'm
Like,
saying
you literally got that nigga dick in your mouth right now. I see.
Look at that. Anyways, today's video is pretty short. It's pretty simple. I put a poll up on my Instagram and I asked people what are some videos they wanted to see. Some were skits, and one of the questions that got asked was like, what is the process in becoming a deacon? Now, I think it just very much depends on where you're from, who's teaching you, and your parents too. And I'll get into that in a little bit. But so I'm gonna go through my journey again. Like I said, I started learning in 2016. No, 2016? No. 2015. I started learning in 2015 when I was in 7th grade. A year goes by. So now this is 2016 is when I get my dukuna. So basically about a year of learning before I even got it, but the learning doesn't really stop. So a year of just pre-deacon learning. For me, it basically consisted of Udase Mariam and Kandase. We started Goods first. So pretty much for a year, we just kind of hacked at it. I think I got to like, in a year, I think I got to like Thursday or Friday or something like that. Actually, no, Wednesday. I got to Wednesday. I remember actually. This was like, Wednesday is like when it starts picking up for real. But Wednesday, I think I finished it, and then that's when I got my dukuna. Now, usually like beforehand, people were telling me there's a test, there's this, there's that. I'm kind of getting scared. And like the funny thing is, like me and my mans were like, we had it with Udase Mariam like 15, 20 minutes before we got our dukuna. We were sitting there like memorizing, going through like with Udase Mariam, just like, you know, to make sure like which ones they were gonna ask. So we get there, we got our dukuna, there's no test. Then again, there's like 25 of us. My dukuna probably was like the biggest one that I've ever seen. Like there's like a picture of, and because my church, Mikael in DC, has probably one of the biggest like that's entrances. So it's like from one side to the other, it's about like 35, 40 feet. So imagine just like 25 people from the left stairs to the right stairs, like all the way across the middle. So anyways, so a year learning beforehand, the learning didn't really stop afterwards. It wasn't until like maybe I got to college, or I would say during quarantine, like right before quarantine, and you get busy in high school and just other stuff, extracurriculars and stuff, is when it kind of gets busy. You kind of like the learning kind of stagnates. Is that a word? Get stagnant. That's the word. But so that was probably my journey for me. And like I said, it depends on where you're from and who is teaching you. So my teacher was Asis Kifle, again from DC, and he was a deacon when I started learning. He was a deacon, and then he became a kahin during my dukuna teaching learning experience. But the process is gonna be different for everybody. I mean, I know people who've never heard or know or memorized a lick of Udase Mariam. I'm not gonna say pretend like I know any right now, or like know anything besides like the basics. But people who just never learned Udase Mariam. I know people who know a lot with Udase Mariam but don't know a lot of Kandase. I know a lot of people who know both like really well. In my opinion, I would say do what's best for you, but do what's best for your church. Now, if your church really needs people to like, you know, do Kandase a lot, like, yo, like, get your Kandase up.
But you call yourselves deacons, right?
Because with Udase Mariam, in my very humble opinion, can wait. Like, it's not really that much of a pressing need. Like, it's not like you'll ever really need it during Kandase, or like, I mean, during Saatat and Mahadet, you know, at some points, you know, you will get handed a Udase Mariam, not like physically handed, but like they will tell you to read a Udase Mariam to yourself, obviously. But you know, you can pull up a book for that. Or, I mean, like I said, that is something that you should strive towards and work towards, but it's not like something that you need to like have on impact. But like I said, and going to the parents thing, what I was saying, it just depends on if your parents are really into the church, and if they're really like, if they already know some things. Like my parents are pretty like well versed in like Kandase, and my mom was probably one of the biggest helpers to me when I was kind of growing up. Like, I mean, I've been one for 7 years now, so probably like in my first year, second year, like my mom was pretty much on me. Like, you know, she knew what she was like saying and doing, so she could help me. So if your parents are really good at that stuff, then it's not gonna be too hard for you. But if your parents are like completely, not that they're like not knowledgeable, but if they're not really like, you know, if they're not really capable of giving you the second, before I was really cut off, If your parents can't give you that secondhand like teaching or helping along the process, it might be a little harder for you. But like I said, at the end of the day, it just depends on who you are and how dedicated you are. You know, it's not really like you can't really blame your parents, and like it's, you know, that's not how it works. But yeah, to like kind of sum up what I just said, if you really want to be a deacon, and if that's something that you think that is your vocation, your calling in life, talk to the legal diacon at your church, or just talk to somebody who like can get you in connection with the person who can help you. It's really not a long process. Sometimes you can just pay $20 and get your playing. But yeah, it's not really that bad of a process. And if you're scared, you know, there are people you can reach out to. If you want, you can DM me. Like, I'm not, you know, I don't shy away from that stuff. But at the end of the day, just make sure and ask yourself if that's what you really want to do. Because you don't want to get to a point in your life where you're like 16, 17, or 18, you know, kind of you're growing up. I would suggest don't get it before you're a sophomore or junior in high school. It might be hard. If you start earlier, it's easier to get it and to continue in high school. But, you know, if that's not what you really want to do, if you're not 100% sure, don't get until you're like a little older, because, you know, you might get a little older and realize that's not what you want to do long term. So like I said, find out if that's what you want to do. If that's what you want to do, reach out to the right connections to get that cracking, get that happening. And then 3, start learning, get educated, and yeah. But I hope you enjoyed the video. My name is Thomas, Wavy Tom. But yeah, like some other videos, subscribe, comment, do your thing. Yeah.
Pikachu diamonds, they yellow. Indian plug, you my fellow. Indian plug, you my Toto. Yeah.